Have you ever went through in trauma in your childhood? Research says the childhood trauma which negatively impact human life, and some even bear this forever. What is childhood trauma? Childhood trauma refers to adverse bad experiences that occur during a person's formative years, typically between infancy and adolescence. These experiences can be emotionally, physically, or psychologically distressing, leaving lasting imprints on an individual's development and well-being. Such experiences can disrupt the sense of safety, trust, and security necessary for healthy development. Examples of childhood trauma. 1. Physical abuse. Repeated physical harm, such as hitting, beating, or burning. 2. Emotional abuse. Verbal attacks, humiliation, or constant criticism that damages a child's self-worth. 3. Neglect. Failure to provide basic needs like food, shelter, affection, and education. 4. Witnessing domestic violence. Exposure to violence between caregivers. 5. Parental substance abuse or mental illness. Growing up in an environment where parents struggle with addiction or untreated mental health issues. 6. Bullying. Repeated harassment or social ostracism by peers. 7. Chronic illness or pain. Health conditions that cause prolonged physical or emotional suffering. 8. Natural disasters or war. Experiences of earthquakes, hurricanes, war, or displacement as refugees. How childhood trauma affects human life. Childhood trauma can have profound effects on physical, mental, and emotional development. Its impact can ripple through various aspects of life, including relationships, self-esteem, and overall health. Here are 5 causes which childhood trauma. 1. Effects on brain development. Neurobiological changes. Traumatic experiences can alter brain development, particularly in the prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making, amygdala, involved in emotional regulation, and hippocampus, critical for memory. Hypervigilance. Trauma often leads to a hyperactive stress response system, where individuals may constantly feel on edge or easily triggered. Cognitive impairments. Children exposed to trauma may struggle with memory, concentration, and learning due to chronic stress disrupting brain function. 2. Emotional and psychological effects. Anxiety and depression. Many adults who experience childhood trauma report ongoing anxiety, depression, or mood disorders. Low self-esteem. Traumatic experiences, especially neglect or abuse, can erode a child's sense of self-worth. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Symptoms such as flashbacks, nightmares, or emotional numbness can persist into adulthood. Attachment issues. Difficulty forming healthy relationships due to mistrust or fear of abandonment. 3. Social and behavioral effects. Relationship challenges. Adults with unresolved trauma may struggle with intimacy, communication, or conflict resolution. Substance abuse. Some individuals turn to drugs or alcohol to numb emotional pain. Risk-taking behaviors. Trauma survivors may engage in self-harm, unsafe sex, or reckless behavior as a coping mechanism. 4. Physical health implications. Chronic illnesses. Studies link childhood trauma to conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and autoimmune disorders, possibly due to prolonged stress inflammation. Sleep disturbances. Trauma can lead to insomnia, nightmares, or other sleep disorders. Weakened immune system. Chronic stress undermines the immune response, making individuals more susceptible to illness. 5. Intergenerational impact. Trauma doesn't only affect the individual, it can influence how they parent, perpetuating cycles of abuse, neglect, or emotional unavailability. How to overcome childhood trauma. While childhood trauma can have a lasting impact, but it can cure by proper treatment. Healing is possible with appropriate interventions, support, and self-awareness. Here, we will discuss 8 points which may help to recover childhood trauma. 1. Acknowledge the trauma. Recognize its impact. Healing begins with acknowledging the trauma and understanding how it affects one's life. Validate your feelings. Survivors often minimize their experiences. Validating emotions is essential for processing trauma. 2. Seek professional help. Therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, helps reframe negative thought patterns and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Trauma-focused therapy specializes in addressing the root causes of trauma. Eye movement, desensitization and reprocessing, EMDR, reduces distress associated with traumatic memories. 3. Build a support system. Family and friends. Surrounding oneself with trusted, compassionate individuals can provide emotional security. Community resources. Visiting religious places or knowing the purpose of this life can help. 4. Practice self-care. Mindfulness and meditation. Techniques like deep breathing, yoga, or guided meditation can reduce anxiety and promote relaxation. Journaling. Writing about emotions and experiences can facilitate self-reflection and healing. Healthy lifestyle choices. A balanced diet, regular exercise, and sufficient sleep support both physical and mental recovery. 5. Reframe negative beliefs. Trauma often instills false beliefs, such as feelings of worthlessness or guilt. Challenging these beliefs and replacing them with affirming truths can aid healing. 6. Educate yourself. Understanding trauma and its effects can empower survivors and demystify their experiences. Reading books, attending workshops, or listening to podcasts on trauma can provide insight. 7. Practice patience. Healing from childhood trauma is a journey, not a destination. Setbacks are normal, and progress may come gradually. Celebrate small victories and practice self-compassion. 8. Embrace creativity. Engaging in creative activities like art, DIY, or dance can be therapeutic. Expressive outlets allow individuals to process emotions in nonverbal ways. In conclusion, childhood trauma is a complex issue affecting millions worldwide. Its impact spans physical, emotional, and social dimensions. However, with awareness, support, and perseverance, healing is achievable. By addressing root causes and embracing the healing journey, survivors can build a brighter, healthier future. After all, we are human and gone through with different trauma in different part of life. But there are always ways to overcome different types of trauma. You may forward this video who is suffering for trauma. And don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.